Hello, 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 Facebook family. This is Melissa Brown here, your soul love coach, and I just want to welcome you to day 4 of the emotional detox. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness, you guys, this has been such a fabulous week. The feedback, the messages that I've been getting, you guys have really just been warming my heart. You've been letting me know that you are tracking with me, that you are getting it, and most importantly, that you are doing your work. I cannot even tell you that is, that's just what I live for. And so today is going to be no different. Today is going to be a wonderful day for you. It's a really important day. Hey, Sonia. Hi, Rose. Thank you so much for both of your comments and recommendations. And while you guys are logging on, hey, Alicia, let me know what some of your biggest takeaways have been this week. What has really impacted you the most? Where are you feeling detoxed the most? And so, like I said, today is going to be no different. It's going to be such an important day because it's going to be all about desire and what happens when you deny yourself what you really want. So we're going to jump in, and I hope you got your journal. I know I got my little coffee because y'all are in the evening. I'm straight up in the morning. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning here, so I'm ready to rock and roll, and I know it's going to be just all good. Let me start by giving you this premise, and this is from The Course in Weight Loss, the book that I referenced on Monday. And Marianne Williamson says this. She says, anytime you won't allow yourself to want what you want, you overindulge in what you don't want. Isn't that something? Anytime you won't allow yourself to want what you want, you will overindulge in what you don't want. And so the question then becomes, what have you been denying yourself? What have you been telling yourself you don't have permission to have? Because the effect in your life is that you are overindulging in another area that is not satisfying. You are over giving, you are over consuming, you are taking in what you don't want. And so for some of us, that's that extra helping, since we've been talking about, our relationship with food and how we have been using food. We actually have the term in our society, comfort food. So what have you been going to as a default when you can't have what you want? So is it that extra bag of potato chips? Is it the ice cream? Is it the mashed potatoes, the carbs? For some of us, the issue may not even be food. You may not be using food to comfort. It may be the Nordstrom trips or the trips to Saks or wherever it is you need to buy. I had one sister I was working with, whenever she would have issues in her marriage, literally, this sister would go out and buy like a $5,000 handbag. I'm like, who buys a $5,000 handbag and a pair of shoes? But we do many different things when you can't get what you want. And so today is all about, first of all, recognizing that as a woman who is in her power, as a woman who knows who you are, you don't have to ask anyone's permission, and you are free to have what you want. Can I get an amen for that? Because some of you have been acting like, you're still an 8-year-old child saying, please, 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 can I have, please, can I have? And nobody is blocking you but you. And so I want you to be aware of what is it that you are craving. And one of the principles of the Course in Miracles says that the only thing missing in your life is what you fail to bring. Okay? The only thing missing in your life is what you fail to bring. And many of us, we are looking for somebody else to bring it. And when you are expecting someone else to fill you up, you will end up empty. And so what are you doing to fill in the gap of your empty place? What are you using in place of what you're really wanting to fill in the void? Because when we have that kind of inner feeling where, that feeling where you feel like something is missing. And for many of you from the outside, you have everything you could ever want. People envy you. People look at your life and say, oh my gosh, I wish I had that. I wish this, I wish that. But what is it? What is the thing that you specifically feel like you are missing? Do you really need more love? Is that what it is you need? So you don't need the extra. You don't need the extra handbag. You don't need the extra pair of an outfit. You don't need more food or ice cream. You don't need to binge on Netflix. What is it that you really desire? And you cannot have what you desire until you acknowledge what it is you desire. So today I want you to dig deep. I want you to dig deep. Where are the places in your life that you have said, I can't have that? And we're going to go back to day 2 where we begin to question our thoughts, where it's like you've told yourself you can't have it, but is that really true? I have worked with women who have yet to take a vacation because they're in mommy mode. They're doing all this other stuff. They feel like, remember I said feelings aren't facts. They feel like they can't get away. They feel like they can't afford it. They feel like, the whole house is going to fall apart if I do anything for myself. When that's not really true. When the best thing you could do for the people you love is love on you. The best thing you can do for the people you love is love on you. And when you deny yourself, you do a disservice to yourself. So when was the last time you gave yourself what you really wanted? When was the last time? And I'm not talking about you snuck away and got a $30 pedicure. That's not enough. It has to be balanced. It has to be, on the same level that you are giving out. So if you are giving everybody everything, what are you giving you? Like I said, the only thing missing from your life, the thing that we are missing from life is what we fail to bring, what we fail to give ourselves. So look at your relationships. Look at where they are out of balance. Look at where there is no reciprocity, where you're getting this much, but you're giving that much. And it is creating a gap in your soul. There is a soul gap that demands to be filled. And what you are really wanting, like I said, is not your appetite. Your appetite is not for food. Your appetite is for the thing that brings joy to your soul. And you got to stay in tune with what that is. So I'm going to take a moment right there and just pause because again, I would dare say that there are many of you that you've been acting like you need a permission slip. You've been acting like you're an 8-year-old girl when you're really a 45-year-old woman. So what is it that you've been wanting that you have been denying yourself? Go ahead and put it in the chat. One thing that you want. And part of the principle of manifestation, this is not a manifestation week, but part of the principle of manifestation is your ability to declare. And many of us, we are so afraid of declaring because you don't want to be disappointed. But we are not in the realm of disappointment this week. We are in the realm of detox so that we can open up the atmosphere. We can open up and give ourselves the mental and spiritual capacity to receive what we desire. Because what you desire, what you want, wants you. Anything that comes up in your spirit that you desire, it also wants you. So you don't want in a vacuum. And God has been saying to you, he would give you the desires of your heart. He would give you, it's his desire to give you the kingdom. What is a queen if she doesn't have a kingdom? And so this is your season. This is your time to stop, again, settling, doing the discount, getting crumbs where you give everybody else the whole world. You've been giving everybody else the world while you settle for a piece of it. And so, again, what do you desire? What do you desire? Let me hear from you. I want to dare you to desire. I want to dare you to declare. I want a real vacation. And let me tell you this, because there's another thing that we do as women, particularly those of us who are we have such big hearts and we're always helping people. Somehow we have developed this false level of shame around what we desire. Because again, just like yesterday, we've determined that what we want is too much. So you won't even say what you really want. You'll say, oh, I really want to just, I just want to go to Cancun and I just want to get there. We do the just enough thing. Can you dare yourself? Can you dig a little deeper and say what you really want to do? You really want to go to Cancun and stay on the ocean front. You really want to feel the waves. You really want to get a massage on the beach. You really want to fly first class. You really want to be treated like a queen for once in your life. You really want to have people wait on you as opposed to you waiting on everybody else. You really want some time to yourself, some real quality time with yourself so you could be with your own thoughts and not have to take care of other people and their thoughts. What is it that you want? You cannot have what you won't name. So name, declare. It has to come out of you. That is a part of your detox. It has to come out of you so you can stop putting what you don't want in you. Because if you can put it out of you, and this is the thing too, language is so important. This is not about wishing, because again, little girls wish. In fairy tales, we wish. But when a woman makes a decision, it's done. Can I get a witness? When a woman makes a decision, it's done. Every decision that you have been bold enough to make in your life, it is as good as done. Everything. Now, things that you wished for, because really what that does to the brain, when we use that language, basically what we're saying is, I don't really think I can have it, but it's nice to dream about it. Again, we're not into dreaming. We're into reality. And again, part of why we need to fill ourselves up with other things that do not satisfy is because we have allowed ourselves to live in the fantasy, to live in a false hope. Hope is not your strategy. Your decisions are a strategy. So are you bold enough, number one, to declare, to say, this is what I really want? Are you bold enough? Because I've been talking about, what you just may want in your life, maybe sometimes some material things. Can we take it deeper? What do you want out of your relationships? Are you bold enough to ask for it? Because many of us, you're not getting what you need out of your friendships. You're not getting what you need out of your marriage. You've settled because you made the decision. You told yourself they don't have the capacity to do that. You've told yourself they don't have the ability to do that. But remember, we're not dependent on the other person's capacity. We are dependent on God's capacity. That's where the miracle comes in. That's where the miracle comes in. And so as long as you are in your brain thinking about what you could produce, what you could make happen, what you believe can happen, I want to invite you to go up higher. I want to invite you to elevate your thinking so that you begin to say, God, this is my true desire. I'm laying it down for you. And then you leave it alone. Then you go back to day one. You surrender. You say, I desire this in my marriage. I desire this when I communicate with my spouse. I desire this from a love relationship. I desire these kinds of friendships where iron sharpens iron and I'm not carrying everybody. Lord, I desire it. I lay it down, and then I open myself for the capacity to receive what I have prayed for. Are you ready to do that? But you got to declare it. You got to believe it. You got to expect it. And then the other thing that is so critical, once you have made a declaration for what you really desire, then you got to prepare for it. You must prepare as if it already is. I already told you, a woman who makes a decision, it's as good as done. And if we were to put our energy, our capacity into the space of I'm preparing for what I've prayed for. I am preparing for the thing I said I desire and I believe I shall receive. I am preparing for that. So whatever that looks like in your life, I want you to begin to expand your capacity. But instead, this is where you get to check in your detox process. Are you preparing for what you prayed for? Are you preparing for the desire? Or are you preparing for another disappointment? Are you preparing for another disappointment? Do not ask for love, but expect heartbreak. Do not ask for a friend and get another burden. Do not pray for freedom and then find yourself all tied up, expecting to be tied up. Don't pray for another opportunity if all you're going to do is self-sabotage it by telling yourself that it's some kind of setup, that nothing works out for you. What are you actually preparing for? Again, this has been a consistent theme throughout our time together of, will you let yourself be happy? Do you really believe that you could have what you want? Are you willing to put it out there? Are you willing to expect what you have not received in the past? Because again, remember, I've talked about this as well, that part of your process is visioning your future. You must be envisioning your future. You have to be moving forward. You have to give yourself, your heart, your soul, something to want, something to move towards. Because if you are not moving toward the future, all you are doing is recreating, cutting and pasting your past. And if disappointment was in the past, you will mess around and make it your future if you are focused on what happened yesterday, what happened the last time I really wanted it and they hurt my feelings. Let me say this too about your desire and surrender. Give up the control of the how. Give up the control of the who. Your assignment is to make your requests known, make your desire known. God handles the how. God handles the details. We get ourselves messed up when we try to handle the details, when we try to control people and manipulate people because we've asked for something and we want to figure out, we want to understand how it's going to happen. How is not your concern. Your job, your only job is to have faith, to make the declaration and go prepare yourself. Go prepare yourself. That is your job, to go prepare yourself. So are you doing that? Are you doing that? Or are you trying to be the mind of God and figure out how God is going to do it? Because if you think, again, this is miracles, the whole principle of a miracle is it is beyond you. The principle of the miraculous is it is not something that can be done on human terms. So I am talking about you elevating yourself to the space where you can move by the Spirit, that you will allow God to work through you and in you, and God uses other people, but you don't get to choose the people. You don't get to choose the people. And so I want to invite you again to expect. I want to invite you to prepare yourself without trying to be small fry, private eye, investigating what you think God is going to do and how he's going to do. And I am a witness that when God is taking you to a new season, God will do it in a new way. And many of us, we are getting tripped up because we are expecting God to do it the same way he did it last time. God don't have to operate on repeat mode. God can do it however he wants to do it. And remember, God's agenda, God's number one agenda is not getting us what we want. God's number one agenda is getting you to be who he wants. Can I say that again? God, even though God will give you the desires of your heart, God's number one heart, his heart is not about giving us more stuff, making people love us, making people do this, helping us grow our business. That is not God's number one thing. God's number one thing is making you into the woman he called you to be. And sometimes the process, I won't say all the time, the process is what makes you. And so again, many of us, we have gotten stuck in process because number one, you're not even letting God move. You're not even saying what you want so that God can work something in your life. You have limited yourself to only what you can do. And again, it is creating a gap on the inside of you because what you need, you don't have the capacity to create. What you really need, you don't have the capacity to create, because really what God is trying to do is break up that Lone Ranger superwoman mentality inside of you where you think you got to do it all. You think you got to make it happen. You think everything has to be on you. That's why it is on you, because you are still trying to carry it all. You're still trying to make your life. That's not your job to make your life. Your job is to live your life. And so if you would allow God to make you, if you would allow God to shape you, if you would allow God to move you through process, which means you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. You got to be comfortable being out of control. You got to be comfortable not knowing how tomorrow's going to look. But all I know is God will do exactly what God said. But you got to put the desire out there. When you put the desire out there, it's like putting a key in the ignition. Everything starts to move in motion because I have said, I have been bold enough to declare, God, this is what I want. This is what I really want. And then you allow God to make it happen. Then you allow God to make you ready for what you say you want. So that when it comes, number one, you can see it. When it comes, you won't sabotage it. When it comes, you won't mess it up because I am prepared and I expected this. I expected a miracle and that is what I received. Okay? That is what this is about. So again, what do you really want? That is the question, I would say of the hour, but it's the question of your life. Not what do other people want? Because I think that's been part of the issue as well. That you've been looking at what do you think other people want you to have? What should I have? I have, this is what my life looks like on the outside. I guess this is where I should be. So let me make these decisions so I look the part. And it's not satisfying. It's not satisfying you. And so I want to, again, today is about shaking you up. Today is about disrupting what has not been working. But you've been telling yourself, I'm going to force this in. I'm going to make this work. I'm going to put the square into the circle. And God is saying, it is not going to work until you give me your heart. It's not going to work until you tell me what you really want. But you got to be vulnerable. Because again, all you're thinking about is the last time you put it out there, you were disappointed. And the question becomes, where did you put your hope? Did you put your hope in the person that you thought was going to give it to you? Or did you put your hope in God? So you have to, and I'm reading Felicia's comment Well, Felicia, you heard yesterday. She says she really wants her YouTube channel, but she's scared of people speaking in public. Yesterday was all about, are you afraid of being seen? And one of the things that I would say about that is, again, it's not so much the fear of other people or the fear of failure. It's the fear of your greatness. Because what happens, what happens when you get what you really want? And I think some of us, we have been at the space where we have settled for just wishing, and we never really expected to receive. We never really expected to get what we asked for. And we've become comfortable just saying, I wish I could do that. I wish I could be like her. I wish I could have that. And I'm telling you that anything you desire is available to you. And the only thing blocking you is you. Nobody is blocking you. Nobody is telling you no. Only thing that is happening is God is waiting on you to take the limits off your life, because God didn't put them on there. And so anything you want is available if you make yourself available for it. So remember the process. And again, I'm telling you, y'all know this is my heart's work. I love this work. So all the messages, I even got a video message asking me a question, and I have not forgotten you. I will get back to you and probably will share it in this group. But there is nothing that warms my heart more than a woman who comes into the fullness of who you really are. There's nothing that warms my heart more. And if you're hearing stuff in the background, my children are home for spring break, so they've been good all week. So I'm like, toilets flushing, all kind of stuff going on in here. But, think about it. What is it that you really want? And will you be bold enough to step into it? Are you bold enough to step into it? Will you let the past go? I know you were disappointed in the past. I know people hurt your feelings. I know they let you down. But again, I challenge you to look at, was your hope in them or was your hope in God? Because as I said earlier this week, God doesn't disappoint. If you put your hope in him, God will not disappoint. Now, it may not play out the way you thought. Hello, I'm a show enough witness of that. The Korea has not played out the way I was planning for it to play out. But it's all good. It will be all good. God knows what you need, because again, it's not just about getting you what you want. It's about getting you to the place you need to be. So stop denying yourself. Remember the quote that we started out with. Anytime you won't allow yourself to want what you want, you overindulge in what you don't want. And so the next time you are tempted, because we get into the pattern and the habit of just picking up whatever to numb out, to check out, the next time you just, kind of start overindulging and doing things that you don't even want to do, doing things that are mindless, I want you to pause and really ask yourself, what is it that I really crave? And I'm filling myself up. I'm doing empty calories, and I'm not just talking about food. Some conversations are empty. I'm doing the thing that's empty. I'm doing the junk food. I'm doing the junk living. I'm doing the junk TV, when really the substance that I want is this. Be bold enough to make your request known, then expect it and prepare for it. So that's my word for you guys today. I love you guys so much. Y'all are just making my heart so proud and so glad. And tomorrow we may have to adjust the time a little bit. So I will let you guys know, because like I said, I'm a day ahead of you guys. So it is Friday for me, even though it's Thursday night for you. And so tomorrow is my Saturday morning, and we're supposed to be doing something Saturday morning. So just depending on the time, it may be adjusted. Plus, I know it's your Friday night, but we will get it in. And if you can't get in live, you will definitely get that replay. And I have some great opportunities and things. If you have been loving this, which I know y'all have been, y'all been sending me all kind of messages. I'm going to be sharing with you how you can stay connected, how you can stay plugged in, because I got some ladies that are on here that are already a part of my membership. They're in the transformation suite, and we have a good time. We have even more teaching than this. Longer times, and I get to bring you in and actually coach you. So if that sounds appetizing to you, talking about appetites and what you crave, I'll be sharing more about that tomorrow. So blessings to you guys. Don't overindulge in what you don't want. Go ahead and let yourself want what you really want. All right, take care. Bye-bye.